Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm coming to you today with an experimental build for Armada using the new Wave 6 stuff. I'm going to be playing a couple of games today, and I wanted to go back. I always like to have a Squadronless build, and I think that'll be especially interesting right now because of the fact that Sloan just came out. So you're going to see a lot of Squadron-based fleets. The Quasar is out right now, so you're going to definitely see a lot more Squadrons. And I said, well, let's try to do a fleet without any Squadrons just to totally throw off somebody who is, maybe planning on, you know, having just a squadron advantage, and maybe they'll only have three, activations, and I can maybe beat them that way. But it's experimental. I don't expect everybody to like it, but definitely starting out for the Empire with the Raider 1. I'm going to put Minister 2 on here, but of all things, I'm going to try cluster bombs. I've never actually used, now this will be an evolving list, but I'm going to try cluster bombs in this way in case they do have, like if they want to attack me, I can just choose, you know what, I'm going to hit roll 4 dice, and you can do up to 4 damage back, and they can't brace or scatter that or anything. That could stop a Biggs, that could stop a Luke, that could stop anything. So cluster bombs is really nice, and they will want to attack this ship because we're going to give it instigator so it can tie people up. We'll give it flechette torpedoes so it can completely turn them off. We'll give it ordnance experts so it can re-roll those dice. If it doesn't roll the crit, we're going to give it quad laser turrets so it can counter. We're going to make this thing just incredibly nasty. So the idea here is they probably won't attack me because I'll be able to counter, and then I'll also be able to cluster bomb them. So that's nice. That's potentially 5 damage back to somebody who shoots me. So you could one shot a Biggs. And I mean, well, Biggs could probably turn the counter 1 damage away, but so probably you might not be able to one shot a Biggs, but yeah, that'll be something. So that's pretty cool. So now what else do we want to do with that one Raider? I will add a second Raider. This is going to be, these guys are kind of, they can die real quick. So I'm going to try boarding engineers. I'm going to try the new one, right? We'll throw out boarding engineers on there. And then I'm still also going to toss in flechette torpedoes. So it'll be another ship I can fly with this, with the instigator. It's still able to, attack and shut down squadrons. So I've got double potential squadron shutdown. I mean, I could drop boarding engineers and get another ordnance experts, but this is, I want to try the new stuff out, right? So this is kind of half stuff I think might work, and half, let's try new things out for fun, right? I would be remiss if I didn't throw a Vic 2 in here since all the love Victory's got. I think I am going to put Mahdi, so I'm not going to run Squadrons. So Sloan, this isn't a time to test out her. I'll test her out another time. I'm thinking like 2 Quasars and 16 ties, and something else obscene, but we'll put Mahdi on there. I'm going to give this, I'm going with anti-squadron, right? So I'm going to try and do one of my favorites here, and that's Warlord and H9s. So the good thing about Warlord and H9s is if I do an anti-squadron attack, I'm guaranteed to get a hit every time. So you don't even have to roll. Every conceivable face can be changed to be a hit. So that's nice. And then I will also put disposable capacitors on here in case I want to get a really nice long range shot as well. So this is really what makes the VIX nice. I could put gunnery teams on here, but I think I'm going to need the points elsewhere a little bit later. But this is, this is one of the things you can change around. I want to toss on the Architans. I know, whoops, I pulled up Squadrons. I want to toss in an Architan's command cruiser. We're going to use the blue die, blue, and yeah, we're going to do this version. I'm going to try a couple of different things here. So one of the things I definitely want to try on this one is quad battery turrets. I really like this card, and before I run a fleet of like 6 Architans with quad battery turrets flying a speed 1, I figured I would try the quad battery turrets, on a single one with engine techs, and I'm going to try to run slow. To make this work a little bit more, I'm going to put the Grand Inquisitor on there, so this way I can, I can slow down if I need to. I can slow to speed 0 after somebody shoots me, and it's my choice. So if I need to, if you're moving in and you're the last one that's activated, then I can slow to speed 0 because you've already shot. and then on my turn I can nav back up to speed 1 and then engine tags to keep moving along. And then, but the thing is, I'll change my speed after I shoot, so I'll be at speed 0 while I shoot with the quad battery turrets. And I think that's kind of the magic here. Temporary slow to speed 0, just long enough for me to shoot, then move back up to speed 1. And that's if somebody's really trying to come in slow. And if they're coming in faster, I don't even have to worry about that. But that's like almost a guaranteed 2 extra blue dice per turn, and only need 5. And so also at long range, I can get the accuracy out there. So that's really nice. And if I concentrate fire, I can add a second blue. So if I want a little more consistency, I really don't need the rerolls quite so badly, but it still would be nice. I'm also gonna, because you know what, I don't usually never use the defensive retrofit here. I'm going to toss on another cluster bombs. I'm going to test it on 2. All right, I've got it over there and I've got it over here because it'll be harder for ships to come in after this guy, because they'll have to come fast and I'll get the bonus. If they send the squadrons after, I'm going to throw cluster bombs on them as well. Again, it's not absolutely crucial. Like if you really would rather have gunnery teams on the victory, I can totally see, maybe this is one place you might want to pull points from. But this build that I'm coming up with is pushing it kind of close. But I'm also going to put a title. I don't usually run the titles on these guys, but I'm going to put Hand of Justice on. And the Hand of Justice is not on this one. It's not really for, like, a lot of times people were running Hand of Justice because of TRC. So I'll get my evade ready again. But in this case, we've got a lot of single braces. We've got a single brace on the Raider, single brace here, single brace there. But it's also because I am going to toss on a Quasar. Now, this is going to sound a little strange because, like, why would you run a Quasar without squadrons? Well, because of that red anti-squadron die. I'm really, like, the focus of this is to be heavily anti-squadron. So if you are bringing squadrons here, then you're going to have a bad day. And so on this guy, I'm putting the gunnery team and the disposable capacitors here. So he can, if he wanted to, he could have a really nice front shot using his blue dice also, and also being able, because he's got the huge front arc, and also get like every squadron. So you can get all the squadrons, and also attack a ship with 2 or maybe a third die. It's not necessarily the best. Like gunnery team on this one might be better off just thrown over to the victory, so we could do that as well. Let's try that actually, because that seems a little better. Maybe just, and I don't even need disposable capacitors here. This guy actually would be I wonder if I drop that and I put Callus on there instead. That's probably the much better idea. Yes. So I kind of had a plan before I started this, and now I'm changing it on the fly, but I think that's clearly the better option. Clearly. And this guy will just attack squadrons, and if I need to, I'll attack. I mean, because the two red and a blue in the front is not bad. I like that. And it's only 60 points, and it's not even, it's not much more than an Architans. It's 1 point more than an Architans, and it's 1 less die. Like, you're typically, if you get 1 shot, the Architans fly sideways, so you get 3 red, and here it would be 2 red. So 1 less die, but with, disposable capacitors. But you're getting more hull, and you've got the brace, and that's another reason I got Hand of Justice, is for the brace for the Quasar, so that, because if you only got 1 of each, and so this way, whatever you do use, you can get it ready again. So the idea is the Quasar, I'd like the Architans to go last, and this way I can adjust speeds and, take advantage of the quad battery turrets, and this way when he activates, he doesn't necessarily have to go last, but I want him to go after the Quasar, or after the Quasar gets shot, or after somebody else uses their only brace, or something like that. I want him to have the flexibility to wait, and that's right at 400 points. So there's plenty of room to drop things for the initiative bid. We don't need gunnery teams on the Vic, and that would be a real nice 393 would be a good initiative bid. So that's a possibility. We don't need boarding engineers, but that would be fun. There's all kinds of things we could drop. We could easily drop the Hand of Justice title. We don't really need that, but I don't really use the titles that much, and I kind of wanted to test some things out. So this is the blanket list here, and it is 5 activations, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's for me, 4 is kind of the middle ground. 4 is pretty standard. I think this one can afford to be second player, but it would much rather be first player. So I think if this were the case, I really like Warlord and H9. If I had to do an initiative drop, I would probably drop Gunnery Team. I'm not crazy about dropping Gunnery Teams because I'd like to try that with disposable capacitors. But I don't know what else. I could drop. All right, so I would drop cluster bombs on the Architans if I wanted the. That's probably most. Yeah, that's the first thing I would drop actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, and maybe Hand of Justice if I. But 395 is a fair enough one. So you can try cluster bombs on the Architans if you want. But I think since it's a casual game coming up, I might just run them on there. But I've got enough anti-squadron, they may be dead before they get to the Architans. So yeah, we'll do that. That'll be my initiative. 5-point initiative bid's not bad. So now let's look at objectives in case my initiative bid is not enough. So opening salvo is one of my favorites. It's kind of one of my go-to. Let me zoom in a little more on these. Opening salvo is one of my favorites. It could definitely work in this because every ship is a shooting ship. I don't have any flotillas. The raiders their shots are only going to be once they're in close, and they've already got all those black dice, but not both raiders have ordnance experts, so I don't know if I'll do opening salvo. Advanced gunnery would be really good if I dropped gunnery team off of the Vic, but then I don't think they're going to pick that. Yeah, they're not going to pick that. So they probably would. Maybe they would. Maybe they would. It would only be one round. I really got to take the crazy big shot, So that's definitely a possibility. Station assault is. Gosh, I don't know. I'm looking for something that's really going to be anti-squadron. And so if somebody else has, no. So I think in this case, most wanted's not going to work because I don't have any super cheap squadrons. It's good if you've got the throwaway flotilla. I will go with, actually, you know what? I'll go advanced gunnery and I'll drop gunnery team off of the Vic and I'll add this back on over here for cluster bombs. It gives me 393. That's a much better initiative bid. And then there's advanced gunnery. That's not bad. And if I do end up, say if I'm going up against somebody else with advanced gunnery, I'll definitely pick that too. That's actually a pretty good thing about the Vic. I'm taking a risk there, but that'll be fun. It's a casual build. It's gonna evolve. It's definitely gonna evolve. Mahdi might end up going out too. I might end up using somebody else besides Mahdi. Who knows? Maybe Vader. I don't know. I think Mahdi's the best for this one, though. I think him bringing the Quasar up to 8 hull is pretty nice. All right. Solar Corona would actually be amazing for this one. I'm not gonna lie. Solar Corona would be fantastic to deny them the accuracies, especially when they've got I've got the single braces everywhere. I would definitely like to have Solar Corona. So what's gonna really hurt against a squadron heavy build? Or well, actually, I need to think. I don't need the help against squadrons. I need the help against somebody who doesn't have any squadrons. That's going to be my biggest weakness here, or has very few squadrons, I suppose. If they've got few squadrons, planetary ion cannon could be good. You could hyperspace assault. I don't see that as being that useful here. No. But maybe, I don't know, fleet ambush? No, because they could drop all the squadrons. No, I don't like fleet ambush either. Fighter ambush, definitely don't want that. I don't have any fighters too. Fire lanes is a possibility because I have the Architans. I've got a lot of I'd have to fly the Raiders a little bit slower. I don't know if that's ideal. So I think I'm going to go with planetary ion cannon for this one. And the reason being is I can get some extra shots on my opponent's ships. And I can shoot before they can do anything else, and it'll help me concentrate on, not necessarily a lifeboat, but this will help me deal with relay also. So if they've got one Gazanti kind of flying around or something like that. So this is the build. Let me know what you think. I don't think Squadronless is really the best way to go, but I think this is just experimental. I'll do some more serious builds, later in the week. So let me know what you think, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.